Hey guys, so a lot of people have been posting their videos of talking about their experience of KnotFest 2021 in Iowa. So thought I'd do the same. Um, so first I want to talk about the positives of this festival. Positives are the band's kicked ass, at least from what I got to saw, but we'll get into that. um, but at least from what I saw, the band's kicked ass. Um, Always, I met a lot of really cool people. Some from from the local area. I met a lot of Minnesotans, at least from who I've met at least out there. A lot of Minnesotans. Uh, I met people who flew out from a different state. I was talking to some people that flew from California. Talked to some people that flew out from New York. A bunch of other places. And I got this pretty badass mask. It's a gold Jason mask. A lot of you might have saw me in the crowd with this on, being a drunk idiot. And really, I wasn't being much of an idiot. I felt like I was annoying though, but whatever. It is what it is. Anyways, so now I want to talk to you about my festival experience. So I'm from the fabulous Quad Cities of Iowa and Illinois. So, not too far of a drive for me and my girlfriend. About 2.5 hours. So, we woke up probably around 7, left around 7:45. And then, 2 hours, 30 minutes of driving. We took it. At first, we decided, at first we were talking and we thought, we might as well just grab lunch somewhere in Des Moines before we even go. But we looked at the time and, it seemed like the gates were opening. I was like, I just have a feeling it might be harder to get and I don't want to miss any bands. So we decided to just stick with that. We decided to just stick with just driving straight there and we just eat when we get in. So we get there, and the time we get there, it's 10:30. So it's really quite early for what it was. I know a lot of people waited in line for about 3 hours, but we only waited really an hour, I'd say. The line was long, but it wasn't as long as later on throughout the day, and I feel really bad for those people. Yeah. But yeah, that entire festival is just line after line after fucking line. But yeah, so while we're waiting in line, I smashed some beer. I think, my girlfriend had a couple. We talked to some really cool people, like I said, waiting in line. Finally get to the end, we're inside the festival. And by the time we get in, Gateskeeper, I'm sorry, I don't know the band, but they were up. And I realized I just misvended. That was one band I actually kind of wanted to see, but it was whatever. At least I still get to see all the others. But yeah, we'll get into that. Before we got into the crowd, I was waiting for a group of friends that also came from the QC. Which, they only took about an hour and a half, I'd say. We got in first and then all them did. But yeah, all we did was just kind of meet up and say hi. And then after that, we kind of lost each other. It was just me and my girlfriend alone. So the time, what was it? After Gateskeeper, it was Knocked Loose. Knocked Loose was actually pretty good. I didn't listen to much of their music, but from what I saw, I thought they did pretty badass. I felt like they had some really good energy. So yeah, that was awesome. After that was Fever 333, I think. Or it could be vice versa, I don't remember. But yeah, Fever 333 was about to play. And I went over to my girlfriend and I was like, why don't we just go get some food? Might as well, since it's early. Okay. So we wait in the food line. It's like this hot dog stand. With, they had like chili dogs and all types of other shit like fried pickles. We get in line and the line is fucking long as shit. I don't know, probably about 150, 200 people, I want to say. I was like, whatever, let's just wait in line. We'll get it. About halfway through that line, my girlfriend continued to wait in that line while I went to go grab some beer. Beer tent had a long line. I was like, well, shit. By the time I get up there, I bought 4 beers. 2 for me, 2 for my girlfriend. And the line only seemed like it moved like maybe like 5 feet. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be long. And, I look over and Fever 3 for 3 is already done. I was like, come on. Tech 9 is about to start, and that was another artist I was really looking forward to see. I was like, this line better hurry up. That entire line, Tech 9 finished, and then Trivium was playing, which is another band I really wanted to see. I was like, oh, come on. At this point, we're only probably about a little more than halfway. With Tech 9, the stage was closer to the food stand with Tech 9, so I could at least kind of hear them. But Trivium was on the other side of the stage. The other stage was just very far. I could barely hear it, and I was getting so pissed off because I was missing Trivium. I already missed Tech 9. I already missed Fever 3 for 3. And at this point, I already missed Trivium. And then by the time we finished in line to get food, Gojira was opening. And the thing is that I've already seen Gojira once. I saw them at the Iowa State Fair with Slipknot back in 2019. So whatever. If I missed out Gojira, it's not the end of the world. So after we finally got the food, and by the way, they messed up on our food. I asked for 2 orders of chicken tenders, 1 fried pickle, and then 1 hot dog. I'd have the hot dog and the tenders. Girlfriend would have the pickle and the tenders, and then they ended up giving us 2 fried pickles, 1 tender, and 1 chili dog. And I don't like pickles. You know what? Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm just rambling at this point. So we get to the beer tent again to go get some more beer because we've already drank all that. And you know what? You go to a party, or you go to a concert and you party. Don't blame me. I was trying to have fun. So we get to that beer line. Then finally they announce they're only serving 2 per person. We wait in this long-ass line and miss entire Gojira. And I'd say, as soon as we got to the end of the line, Lamb of God was just starting. So, that was a total of 4 bands I missed out. I paid good money to see all these bands together. And, the fact that they only had 3 beer tents, 1 water tent, which we'll get into that in a minute. So that was also a fucking disaster. And 5 food vendors, which, by the way, the food vendors didn't even sell any drinks at their stands. I think one of them might have sold lemonade, but that's about it. The Lamb of God, when we watched them, was fucking badass. I loved it. And I'd seen Lamb of God once before, and they killed it then, too. I saw them in Dallas back in 2016. They killed that, so I was really looking forward to seeing them again. But, by that point, the water tent, the non-alcoholic tent had just a fucking snake of people, a bunch of people surrounding it. People weren't getting their water. People were passing out. I didn't personally see anyone pass out, but um, I know that a lot of people did pass out. Someone got CPR from what my friend told me. Um, I heard like a story like a pregnant woman was trying to get some water and she eventually gave up. Um, it was just a total disaster. I'm just saying, for a festival of 30,000 people, you'd think you'd have more vendors and at least scatter them out too, because all the food vendors were together, porta potties were all together, and then like just kind of scatter it out at least, you know, and more too. You also gotta add more, and also people were waiting outside in that long ass line. You know, some people didn't get in until like 3 hours, and you know, waiting in that long ass line, there are no bathrooms around. To the point where the workers were basically like, all right, you guys can piss in the cornfield, you guys can piss between cars, and we won't report you. That's what I heard. It literally got to that point. And really, this disaster wouldn't have happened if they had more vendors, which is number one. Number two, more than one entrance for 30,000 people. Are you fucking kidding me? And then third, like, let people bring in drinks if they want to. If they want to bring in some water bottles, why not? You know, it's such a fucking dumb rule that these greedy ass music venues just don't let you bring your own drink, just so you're forced to pay for their shitty Aquafina or whatever for $8. Or I'm sorry, that's a little over exaggerated. I don't know, like $4, $5, whatever. I know the water bottles were expensive. Yeah, it's funny, you know, it kind of reminds me of, you know, certain music festival from the 90s, you know. What was it? It was like Stood Walk or something. Stood Walk 99? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, with all the rambling, you know, after Lamb of God, it was Suicide Boys. A lot of people, I know a lot of people really hated Suicide Boys that night. And, you know, I can understand why you bring a rap group to a metal festival. It tends to be that way, you know. You got a lot of metalheads who hate that type of shit. They're going to hate on it. So. But me personally, I didn't think they did too bad. I liked them. I enjoyed them. But I was also drunk off my mind, so whatever. Megadeth played. They killed it too. I was very surprised because, you know, my friend went and saw him in the past and he told me that he, like, didn't sound as good as he used to. Because, like, he said, like, David Mustaine kind of sounded like he had, like, dust in his throat. But when I saw him, you know, I thought he did good. He sang R.A. Songs were awesome. They were a blast. Very fun. Yeah, so it got to the point where when Slipknot was about to open, right at the opening song, we watched it. It was, I'm sorry. This song name is going over my head. I don't know. It's that popular one that's on the radio. They opened with it. Right after that song, we decided to just leave because we were tired. So we drove to our hotel all the way out in Ankeny. We stopped at Casey's along the way and got a water bottle and a little snack. And we headed to our hotel and went to sleep because we were just so damn exhausted. Waking up the next morning, I look in the KnotFest 2021 Iowa group and I see a bunch of people, which, by the way, I will post that in the link below, or the description below, the link to this Facebook group. You can read all sorts of people's experiences. A lot of them were pretty shitty, you know. So, yeah, I was looking on there and I see some people complaining about, like, no one directing traffic and people were out in that parking lot till like 4 a.m. and all this other shit. And that kind of made me glad that we left early. Because, goddamn, I would have gone nuts if that happened with us. But yeah, total fucking shit show. This should have been handled better. I feel kind of wasted, or, wasted out on my money. It's kind of ridiculous, really. They should have been more prepared for this. And no, I don't, by the way, I don't blame any of the bands. I know they're not the ones that necessarily set it up. So I don't blame the bands. I don't blame the workers that night. I think that they were just stressed off their mind. And honestly, if I were working that type of unorganized venue, I'd probably have anxiety. I'd probably be stressed out too. So really, I do not blame them. They tried their hardest. And I also heard that those workers did not get a break either. So, if you're a worker and you watch this, thank you for your service. You did good. So what was I trying to bring up? Oh yeah, so you got these bootlickers in the Facebook group, right? It's another thing. You got these bootlickers in the Facebook group that are kind of kissing ass to the venue. They're like, oh, you guys had to wait in long lines. Well, have you not been to a music festival before? And I'm like, yes, I've been to a fucking music festival before. I've been to all sorts of them. I've been to some in Dallas. I've been to some in Chicago, which had more people. And by the way, we're way more stocked on vendors to the point where, like, the longest you had to wait was 20 minutes. That shit that went on at KnotFest, Iowa was fucking ridiculous. Like, seriously. A lot of people got scammed out of their fucking money at that point. But yeah, you just got these bootlickers like constantly kissing ass, like, I had a fun time, or, oh, I went the entire festival without drinking water and I was fine, which, fun. Here's the thing. If you had fun, cool. Good for you. I'm glad you had fun. But quit flexing that you didn't drink water. All right, here's the thing. I didn't even drink water the entire festival. I didn't. You don't see me fucking bragging about it. You don't see me fucking just going out there. Oh yeah, I didn't drink any water. I'm a fucking true Viking. Imagine bragging about your fucking... Just imagine bragging about, like, how well hydrated you are all the time. That's just stupid. This might be a hard concept to grasp for you guys, but people are fucking different. Everyone's different. We're not all the same. People have fucking health issues. People can't go that long without water. People, like, there are certain different types of people. And like I said, if you had fun, good for you. But don't fucking shit on others just because they're complaining about the long lines. I think they have every right to complain. With the amount of money that they spent and the fact that a lot of people who went to this venue were from, like, completely out of state, spent their money on plane tickets just to come to Iowa to this unorganized festival. Like, I'd be pissed too if I fucking spent a lot of money on a plane ticket. Luckily it was just a short drive for me and my girlfriend, but still. Kind of pathetic, really. Anyways, yeah, I will be posting that link in the description. You can read all sorts of stories. This is bullshit. At least I got to party somewhat, so, it wasn't like an entirely bad experience for me, but I'm talking on the behalf of others. That was ridiculous. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.